everyone, today's video is about boosting your fertility. So it's going to assist and improve blood flow to the uterus and the ovaries. And most importantly, it's going to help you with your stress levels. A lot of our diseases or problems with the body have to do with being in a constant state of stress. So if your body is constantly releasing the stress hormone, it's not going to be able to focus as much on releasing those reproductive hormones, and that's what we want to focus on by practicing yoga. This isn't just for women, although I did create the sequence, with a woman in mind. Men can do it too, because men need that overall health when we need them to create the babies too. So having their stress levels low is going to help them as well. The biggest point that I want to get across here is that I'm not a doctor, so if you are having problems with getting pregnant, please make sure that you talk to your doctor first. Yoga can definitely be something that you put in your mix of, improving your health and trying to get pregnant, along with your diet and sleep. And with that, I will meet you on the mat. We're going to start sitting on our heels with the knees open, so a version of Vajrasana. It's important because this will give you access into feeling the strength of your pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is a series of muscles that connect from your pubic bone back to your tailbone and also out to the sides of your sitting bones. Pelvic floor strength and the relaxation or tight pelvic floor muscles is really the cause of a lot of issues, so that's something we'll want to focus on. I'll also be doing a Facebook Live about the pelvic floor, so you might want to check that out at Zen or Mobile Yoga on Facebook, and it'll just go into more details about what we can do to strengthen or relax the pelvic floor. So take your hands, place them on the knees, and we're going to start out by doing our Betalasana or cat-cow kneeling. So we want to round the shoulders forward, arching the back, separating the shoulder blades, pressing the belly button to the back of the body, dropping the head, exhaling. And then as we inhale, we're going to bring the shoulders back, open the front of the body, lift the chin. Exhale, round forward. Do this with the pace of your own breath. You might feel your spine cracking and you'll feel it lengthening. These are all good signs. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale. And then as you exhale, you can come back to center. We're gonna lift up onto our knees here for a moment. We're gonna make a diamond shape with our hands and place it on our lower bellies. And we're gonna push the thighs forward. We're gonna push the pelvis forward. And then exhale, squatting back. Bringing the arms forward. Inhale, push the pelvis forward, lengthening the neck. Exhale, squatting back. Don't touch the heels with your butt, just come close. Inhale, coming up, pushing forward, opening the chest, broadening the collarbones, having your mudra in the lower belly. Exhale, arms out, squatting down. One more time. Inhale, pushing forward, and then exhale, come to neutral. We're going to release our mudra and bring our hands to the floor so we can come into a squat. We're going to drop the sitting bones towards the mat. The heels can be lifted. We're going to place our left hand onto the mat in front of our left leg, shift our weight over to the left side of our body, and bring the right fingertips up to the ceiling. We're going to take 3 breaths here. And as you are breathing in and breathing out, be sure that you are inflating the belly, relaxing the muscles in the face, relaxing the tongue away from the mouth, and just regulating the breath here. Last exhalation, bring the hand down. We'll do the other side. So right hand to the mat, Shift the weight to the right side of the body. Inhale, bring the left fingertips up to the ceiling. We're pressing this right leg open, creating an opening in the hips. We do a lot of sitting and a lot of closing up of the front of our body, and we just want to open everything up and get it flowing. Good, take one more breath. Breathe in real deep, expand the belly. Exhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat. And then I want you to meet me in down dog. So just bring the hands to the front of the mat, walk the feet back, bring the hip sockets up to the ceiling, draw the ears to the inner arms, press the thigh bones up and back. Your heels don't need to be touching the mat. You can even bend the knees in order to really lengthen through the tailbone. And we're just going to get the circulation going here. So we're going to come into plank from here. Use your toes to lift your body forward, shoulders directly over the wrists. We're going to chaturanga down, so evenly lower your body weight to the floor. Keep your elbows pressing the sides of the body. Good, hands to lower ribs. Inhale, lift into cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Act as if your legs are just one big leg behind you, pressing the toes down. Curl the toes under. As you inhale, lift back into down dog. As you exhale, now we're going with the breath, come into plank. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Hands to the lower ribs. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is the last time. Inhale, come to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. We're coming into child's pose from here, so lift the body up, widen the knees to the edges of the mat, sit on the heels, and walk the hands forward. Rest the forehead on the mat, and you can just rock the body a little bit back and forth. And think about an intention for your practice today. Maybe it can center around acceptance, or not having expectations, just focusing on taking care of you, loving your body, trusting your body, and coming back to the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. And on our next exhalation, we're going to walk the hands towards the body and then come to a seated position. Anytime that you're going throughout your day or you're in a stressful situation, it's important to know that the way that you breathe is going to either put your body into a fight or flight response, or it's going to bring you in a rest and digest response, which is the baby making response or state that you want your nervous system to be in. So breathing in and out through the nose is important. Breathing in and out through the belly is important. If you're a chest breather, you want to change that down to breathing in and out through the belly and using that diaphragm and using the lungs secondary. And I do have a tutorial on the essential breath in my YouTube video, so you can check that out and that'll be helpful as well. We're going to open up the hips a little bit more here, reaching the left leg out to the side and taking the right leg behind us. So nice strong leg. You're going to feel the right hip opening. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, just come forward as far as you can. Gentle stretch. We're not looking for pain. There is no such thing as no pain, no gain in yoga. It's about balance. So be truthful and honor your body if it's only going so far. Trust that that's where you are in the process. So you can grab onto the big toe or the ankle and just come forward, breathing in and out through the belly. Keep the shoulder blades drawn together and down towards the tailbone. Good. Take one more breath here. Pressing out through the ball mound of the big toe. Inhale, come back up. And we're going to switch to the other side. And we're going to switch to the other side. So right leg comes out, left leg behind you. Knees are separated as far apart as you can. Tuck that thigh under to get you really grounded into that right sitting bone, okay? You're gonna be feeling that stretch in the left hip flexor area. Press out through the bottom out of the big toe of the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften forward. I've been doing yoga for 18 years, and this is how far I go without rounding my back, if that gives you any gauge. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, soften, hinging forward at the hips. Good, and as you inhale, come back up, bringing the right leg in. We're gonna take the left leg in our arms here. We're just gonna support it with our right and our left hand, and we're gonna do circles. You'll feel the femur bone rotating in the hip socket. That's what we're looking for. And then go in the other direction. It can be an unnatural feeling. Good. And then we're gonna do the other side. So grab that right leg and begin to draw circles with the knees. Find your breath. Be sure you're not holding tension in the face while you're trying to tell your brain to go in the opposite direction now. Good. And then go ahead and release the legs. And we're going to meet each other on our backs. So we're going to lie down on our back, keep our feet flat on the mat with the knees bent. We're going to keep the feet parallel. We're going to do our bridge pose. So bringing the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Don't do it yet. As we go into this pose, focus on not allowing the knees to open up, but to keep those thighs squeezing towards each other. Shoulder blades flat on the mat, and don't let the chin come down like this. We want to make sure that you can breathe. Otherwise, that could be a big problem. So bring your chin up. Make sure you have that curve in the cervical spine. Elbows can stay along the sides of the body. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, press the inner edges of the feet and bring the pelvis up. You can adjust the shoulders. You can adjust the neck. Push the back body towards the front of the body. So we're pushing the pelvis towards the ceiling. And take a few breaths here. You'll be able to notice the belly. If you're breathing correctly, you'll notice the belly rising and falling. So finding that serenity in the midst of something that can be difficult by using the breath. Push a little bit more. Keep the knees together. And on your next exhalation, bring the pelvis back down to the mat. You can release the arms and the legs and just take a moment. We're going to do it one more time. So bend the knees. Shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Press the inner edges of the feet as you exhale. Pressing the glutes forward. The hamstrings towards the front of the legs. Don't forget to breathe. Keep the shoulders on the mat, broaden the collarbones, opening the heart. Push a little bit more, press the feet, exhale, come down. Good, bring the soles of the feet together. Drop the knees off to the side. And we're going to take a few moments here to breathe before we go into our Shavasana. Good. Use your hands to bring your knees back together. And we're going to just roll onto our side and come back up to a sitting position. So if you end up hating the sequence and never coming back to it again, there's one thing that I would like you to take away from it, and that's putting your legs up the wall, because that will put your body automatically into that rest and digest stage. It also just alleviates pressure in the feet, and it's good for the legs in general. and it gives the body a rest, but most importantly, the state that it puts your nervous system in. So we're gonna do our Shavasana, which is our relaxation with our legs up the wall. So just find a wall, make sure there's no pictures or anything obviously on it. Bring your butt up against the wall. Swing the legs up. Depending on how tight your hamstrings are, you'll be closer or further away from the wall. So you can scoot your butt closer, or you might need to be a little further away, but we do want the legs to be straight, and we want the legs to be relaxed. So let them hang open, and then you can put your hands on the belly. And we're just gonna stay here for a few moments. Your legs will get tingly, and that's okay. And breathe. Begin to relax all the muscles in the forehead, allowing the eyes to sink to the back of the head. Feeling the lips soften, and the jaw and the collarbones to soften. And feel the spine releasing to the back of the body. As you take the next few moments to give yourself an opportunity to rest, to not think about anything, to just be. You can keep the eyes closed, continuing to focus inward as you start to separate the heels just a little bit. And then after another breath or two, you can begin to bend the knees, bringing the feet flat onto the wall. And then when you're ready, very slowly roll onto your right side. And then use the strength of your arms to safely bring you up and back into any seated position that is comfortable for you. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Let it remind you to have kind and loving thoughts and actions towards yourself. Thank you for letting me guide you today. Namaste.